So we're seeing the rise of Ghost through Tariq St Patrick in Power Book 2 Ghost, but there were a few events, especially in Season 5 of Power, which actually foreshadowed what we were about to see Tariq become today. So we're talking all about how Tariq's future and inner Ghost was foreshadowed in Power, focusing on Season 5. So welcome back to MovieBot, let's talk Power and Power Book 2 Ghost, Tariq St Patrick.
You see this bullshit right here? This shit exactly like him. Just like Ghost.
So over the last few weeks, I've done a video on each season covering a topic or two with this recap series, and today we're talking all about the events that played out for Tariq, how his destiny was foreshadowed, and what Tommy and Kanan knew about Tariq already. They knew he was this monster that we witnessed in Power Book 2 Ghost. But of course, before I dive deep into this storyline, remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Universe related. But I want to talk about being loyal to your own cause, because this was a theme that ran through Power in Season 5, and especially Episode 5. I want to pick that episode especially, and I'm going to give you a few examples and tell you how, in Tommy's words, Tariq was only being loyal to his own cause. So we had Tony Teresi, who I would probably put at the top of the list of people who had their own agenda, who was loyal to his own cause because of his dying wife Connie, and the only way to earn his freedom was to snitch on his own flesh and blood, Tommy Egan, and he was up against time. He even pulled the trigger, albeit a blank, on his best friend Sammy, who he'd known longer than Tommy because he knew Tommy was his ticket to freedom, and being with Connie, Tony Teresi was only loyal to his own cause, which is why he eventually had to go at the hands of Tommy. So this is what I mean by being loyal to your own cause, and this was evident throughout Season 5, and in particular Episode 5, which was Tariq's birthday, where Tommy gave him a little gift and let him drive his Mustang. But we had Tommy tell Tariq he reminds him of Ghost at the end of Power Book 2 Ghost Season 1, but he actually said this in Power before. Let's have a look at what Tommy said to Tariq.
Loyal only to your own cause. Sounds exactly like Ghost.
So what exactly transpired before this for Tommy to say he reminds him of Ghost? Let's talk about Tariq and how he was loyal to his own cause, because Tariq's actions did make Tommy think of Ghost, even that early on in Power, and I say early on in the general sense that we are still very early on in the Power universe with Tariq's development. But Tariq was loyal to his own cause because of how he had Dre's back, and he warned him that Tommy and Ghost had the hit out for him. Dre had a target on him because he stole Tommy's entire organization. He tried to kill Kanan, killed Callahan the priest, who Tommy confided in. On top of all that, he sent Tariq to Ray Ray, knowing Tariq could have been killed. Tariq never gave Dre a choice in the matter though, pulling Tasha's gun on him and threatening him that he'll tell Ghost that Dre knew about Kanan being alive this whole time. But Tariq's answer to Tommy was Dre helped him get his enemy, who was Ray Ray, so he helped Dre in return. And this was why Tariq was only loyal to his own cause and sounded exactly like Ghost. And Ghost was someone who throughout Power was only loyal to his own cause. In Season 5, he knew Tony Teresi would be a problem because he knew there's only one reason someone gets out of jail that quickly and quietly. He hatched a plan with Kanan behind Tommy's back to have the Italians turn their back on Tommy and Ghost. He used Law 31. He controlled the options and had the Italians play the card that he dealt. He forced and pushed the Italians to drop Tommy, but Ghost did this because it benefited him, because he was loyal to his own cause. And as much as Tariq in the early parts of Power Book 2 Ghost said he never believed he was anything like his father, he was more like him before Book 2 even began. He may have seen the behavior of Ghost's drunken ways and thought to himself he doesn't want to be anything like his father, but it was already born in him, and there was no shying away from his destiny. Tariq was very ice cold with the choice of words, the way he spoke, especially in Episode 5 when a drunk Ghost came in who was still grieving from Raina's death. Tariq told Ghost all he did was think about himself. Tasha, Tommy and Kanan all thought the same. If maybe Raina hated you, Ghost, she'd still be alive. He pushed Raina's death right back on Ghost, which was very cold of him, especially considering Tariq was majorly at fault for Raina's death himself. Tariq's choice of words and the way he openly told Ghost that he knew about him killing Breeze over territory, he knew about his past. This was a character who now was starting to resent his father at each passing moment, and someone who wanted to become his own man. But this is something that Tariq will later realize that he'll have to do if he ever wants to reach the top of the game and claim his father's name Ghost, just like he said in Book 2's season finale. But he learned how to lie from his parents and Kanan too. This was evident from the off, and they even taught Tariq how to lie to the cops when they brought him in for questioning after Tariq and Tasha set Kanan up to take the fall for Ray Ray's murder. They framed Ray Ray's death on Kanan, and Tariq played a pivotal role in doing so. Ironically, this was the exact same move that Ghost and Tasha pulled on Kanan years before Tariq knew he was pulling the same maneuver just like Ghost. So the connections I made between Ghost and Tariq in this video go even deeper and started before Power Book 2 Ghost even began. But let's talk about Tariq and Kanan's relationship next, because Kanan was his best friend, who we mentioned before killing Jabari. Tariq was taught by Kanan not only to be one move ahead of your enemy, not two but three moves ahead. and the easiest way to sneak upon your enemies is to make them think that they've already won. Kanan really thought a lot of Tariq, and he was the son that he always wanted. Sean was never quite built for the streets, but Tariq was, and this is why him and Kanan got on so well, because he reminded him of a young Ghost, but just better at that age. In a conversation with Ghost in episode 2, Kanan said to Ghost that Tariq was better than Ghost was at his age. Tariq was cold and it was born in him. Kanan knew that Tariq had it all in him. He said that he wasn't missing anything, and when an OG like Kanan says that you know there's a bright future for you, this was the person who taught Tommy and Ghost the ropes, taught them how to hustle in the streets, and now he was teaching Tariq, which is why I ultimately believe Tariq will reach his full potential and surpass Ghost, especially considering sometimes the student outgrows their teacher. Kanan showed him the ropes about what to sell, how much for, and took him to meet Vincent, which is where we found that Tariq can speak Italian, which is something just to keep in the back of our minds because at some point he may use it in the future in Power Book 2 Ghost or Power Book 4 Force. But when I talk about the students surpassing their teacher, Tariq used everything he learned about Kanan about being 3 moves ahead, and in episode 8 this is where he planted Tasha's gun. Tariq set Kanan up just like Ghost did, and the rest was history. Tariq had already put the wheels in motion in the early stages of power, and he shaped his future and had already been foreshadowed. But the most scary thing is about a character like Tariq is he's still not hit his full potential. He asked Ghost to teach him the game. Teach me the game, Ghost. And it's scary to think what Tariq could have actually done learning the game under Ghost, because we saw how Dre learned the blueprint of Kanan and Ghost and almost got away. But if Ghost really did accept for Tariq for who he really was at the time, then together they could have been probably one of the most unstoppable drug dealing duos. Of course Ghost wanted out of the game and Tariq wanted in. Ghost ultimately was trying to protect Tariq, but it was too late. I would have loved to have seen Ghost teach Tariq the game, but now we have Tariq, Brayden, and hopefully Kane along with them in season 2 or book 2. But at some point I do expect Tariq to follow in his father's footsteps, not just achieve what he did, but at some point end up in prison for a short period of time, just like Ghost did in season 4. This is something I want to see for Tariq's character, and just see how he deals with the situation, because he will one day have to face the consequences, even though he talks about there being a third option to either ending up dead or in jail. There of course is the big shift to come in season 5 in book 2, and I wonder when that's the time we could actually see Tariq ultimately pay the price and go to prison. There is still so much left to do with Tariq's character. He still needs to learn a lot more in the streets. He's going to have a few more mentors, 2-Bit being one of them, but many more. He's also going to have to deal with the love triangle between Effie, Diana and Lauren, so let's see how Tariq's character develops in the course of Power Book 2 Ghost. But that was Tariq St Patrick's journey in Power season 5. How we already knew in Power what we were going to get with Tariq in Power Book 2 Ghost, and what we're going to continue to get as Power Book 2 Ghost develops. So hope you all enjoyed the video. Drop me your thoughts on Tariq. Is he just like Ghost? I certainly think so, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, remember to smash the subscribe button as well if you want to see everything Power Universe related. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.